welcome to the brand new session for UA Studios. My name is Usaid and I'll be your instructor for this tutorial. We will learn how we can make a simple note-taking app by using Redux. What we can do in this app, we can create a new note by clicking at the add a new note. Right, then we can give a title. So let's say note 1. Then we have a description. When we click on this check button, it will add into our node listing screen, right? We can add multiple nodes here. Node 2, then we have node 2 description. We can, as you can see, we can add multiple nodes as well. We can delete this node by clicking at the cell, right? What we are doing, we are building this simple node taking app using the Redux. We can add a new node and we can delete a node by using Redux. I want you guys to subscribe to UA Studios by clicking at the bottom right corner of your screen so that you won't miss any new upcoming tutorial from UA Studios. I hope you guys have subscribed to UA Studios. Let's begin by creating a new React Native project using Expo. So go to terminal and type Expo init. Here select blank, then give it a name. We will building note taking app. Note, let's name it note app with Redux. So it will take few minutes, so I will get back when it gets installed. React Native project set up successfully. Now navigate to the Note app, cd Note app. Then we have to install these dependencies for React navigation. So let's install it. I will share all these dependencies in the description, so you don't have to worry about it. Install. It will take few minutes, so I will get back when it gets installed. Okay, npm install React navigation, just a render. Then we have npm install save React navigation stack React navigation tabs. Now it gets installed as well. Now open the project into Visual Studio Code. This is app.js file is the entry point of your project. So now we have to set up React navigation. So create a folder with the name of source. Then we have to add nodes. Give it a name view nodes. View nodes.js. Now start implementing the boilerplate code for view nodes.js. Import React from React, then import style sheet, comma view from React Native, then import text from React Native paper, then function view nodes, here return view, inside another view, then we will have text, and for text we will write you do not have any nodes. right? Then create styles for these. Constant styles equals style sheet dot create container okay flex 1, then background color F, then we have padding vertical to 10, then padding horizontal 10, this to be 20, right? Now we have this title container. Here align items center, then justify content to be center as well. I want everything in center. Flex equals 1, it will take complete height of the screen, right? After that we have this title, font, and the font size for the title would be 20, right? Now at the end we will write export default view notes. Now save this file. Now move this view notes into the source file, create another folder with the name of screens, and then move this view notes into the screen folder. Screens, then move it inside the screen, right? Now create another folder with the name of navigation. Navigation, and inside this navigation create index.js file, right? Now write all the code we need for the React navigation. So create app container from React navigation, then import create stack navigator from React navigation stack, right? Then import view nodes from screens oh, view nodes. Okay, we need to move this into the screens folder. I just change these folder setting. What I did, I created a new folder with the name of source, then I create another folder with the name of navigation. Inside this navigation I have index.js file, then inside this source folder we have another folder with the name of screens, and in screens I will put all the screens. So now in the index.js file import screens view nodes, right? Then create constant stack navigator equals create stack navigator, right? inside it view nodes screen into view nodes, right? Then we have initial route name. I want view nodes. Then I don't want header, so I will provide header mode none, right? Then export default create as app container and pass stack navigator, right? Save this file. Now go to app.js file and here remove all these code and start implementing react react, then import provider as paper provider from react native paper, then import app navigator from source navigation, right? And export default function app and return paper provider and then app navigator. Save this file. Now go to the terminal, navigate to project directory, then type expo start to start the server, right? So it will take few minutes, then we will good to go with our project. So it will take few minutes. Now run on iOS simulator. Okay, to resolve this error we need to add index here. Save this file again, then run your project. Okay, now we need to add a dependency react native save area context. So go to the terminal, or you can go to the Visual Studio Code terminal. Then I have this copied text for to install this dependency. It will take few minutes. Okay, now save this file again and then run your project. As you can see, this text is going above. We will look into it later on. So we have added the text. The text was showing up because we forgot to add styles to the view nodes class. So let's add the styles. We have style equals styles dot container, right? Then we have style equals styles dot title container. Then inside this text we have sorry, style equals styles dot title. right? Save this file again and run. You will see you do not have text nodes, any node strata in the center. Now create another screen which will be new, which will be add node screen. So inside the screen folder, create add nodes.js and start typing the boilerplate code. So import react from react, then import style sheet comma view from react native, then text import text from react native paper, then create a function with the name of add nodes, then here return a view, this is same as the view nodes, so copy this and paste it here. Now below export default add nodes, right? And the text would be simple add nodes model screen. Save this file. Now go to index.js file. Here import add nodes from screens, then add nodes, then here add nodes, screen add nodes, right? Now model, save this file. Now add floating action button into the add nodes class. So here add FAB floating action button, then add in here fab style equals, I will add style later on. So I want this button to be small, icon would be plus, then label would be add a new node, then on press, I want navigation. Okay, so okay, actually we need to add this floating action button into the view nodes, so we need to replace these code into the view nodes code, right? So here FAB right? Then copy all this, paste it here, right? We need to pass navigation as a prop, then navigation dot navigate into the add nodes, sorry. Then we need to add style for this fab. Here add fab. Then we need position to be absolute, so position to be absolute. Then margin to 20. Then we have right to be 0. Then bottom to be 10, right? Save this file and add if I want to give background color. Now if I want to give a background color, I have this color code. It's green color, so let's add this. Save this file, save this add nodes file, then run this project again. You will see add a new node with the green text color. If I click on add node, it will open add nodes model screen. Now we will create a header component. So go to the source folder, create another folder with the name of component. Then here add another file with the name of header.js. Yes, now start implementing the boilerplate code. Import React from React. Then import, we have view, style sheet from React native. Right. Then we have app bar, title from React native paper. Then create function in the name of header with the title text. For this app, we will only show the title in the navigation bar, so we will only passing the title text as a prop, right? If you need more things like action button at the left side and navigation button at the right side, you can pass the button as well. Currently I don't need that, so I'm only passing the title text. Then return here app bar dot header style equals styles dot. Let's create style first. Okay, so constant styles equals style sheet dot create header container Here we have background color. Let's give it this black color. Then we have container style, container flex 1. Okay. Flex 1 with justify content to be in center, then align items to be in center as well. Then we have title, here give a title color of white, right? Then at the end export default header so that it will be exported whole as a component, right? Now add these styles to the view component. So here at style equals styles dot header container. Inside this we will have a view which will consist of title. So style equals styles dot container. Then inside the view we will have title. It will consist of style equals styles dot title with the text of title text. Now little bit of indenting. Save this file as well. Put this header into the view nodes and the add nodes class. So let's add first into the view nodes class. Import header from component header. Now add inside. Now add this above this view. So header right, and the title text would be let's name it simple note taking app. Save this file. Similarly we will be using this in add nodes. So here type import a header from component header, then add here title text. This should be add a new note. Save this file and run again. Okay, now this header should be inside any view, so we will add an empty tag like this, then like this. Similarly into the view nodes class. Now save all these files, add nodes and view nodes, and run again. You will see a navigation bar header with the little bit of black color, light black color. and add a new note with the navigation bar in a black color. Now in the add note screen, we will have a note title with note description. So let's implement that into, we need to pass a navigation prop here in the add notes constructor. So navigation, then we will use use state react comma use state here. Then we will create two states, one is for the title and the other one is for the description. So constant here note title comma set note title. Then we have this use state, initial value would be empty. Then we have constant note description comma set note description and its initial value with empty as well, right? Then create a function which will save this nodes. So create a new function with the name of save node function save node. Then navigation, uh, what we will do when we press the save button, we will navigate back the data into the view node screen. So navigation dot state dot params dot add node. This is the function that will be, well, we will create later on the view node screen. So just add this, we will add node function into the view node screen later on. Title comma note value, right? Then navigation dot go back. Now here we will have this icon button. Before that, let's design all the styles first. We have this container, then we have title container. We need an icon button which will save the newly created note. So create icon button. Here we will set the background color of this button to be green color. Right, then I want this button to be above the main screen, like the floating action button. So we will set its position to be absolute, then right 0, top to be 40, then margin to be 10, right? Then we have this title. The font size for this title should be 24 with the margin bottom to be 16. Then we have text. To be 300 with font size to be 16. Then we will add this fable button position to be absolute, 20, right 0, then bottom 0 as well, right? Okay, now let's add the view components. So first we have a icon button, which will be above the header of the navigation bar, so which will use to close this model add node screen, right? So we need to add this icon button, which will be rounded and shape. So add icon button, import it first. So icon here, icon button with icon equals close. Then we have the size, let it be 25. Then we have color, white. Then on press of this button, we want to navigate it back. So navigate, navigation dot go back. Then the style for this button to be styles dot icon button. Right, save this file. Then we have text input, which will be for the title text of the note. So view, inside this view we will add text input, label equals add note title here, then value would be title. Outline, it will add underline button within this text input. So text equals set note title. Then we have to set the style. So styles dot title, right? Now we have to add text input for the description. So let's add that. Text input, add note description. Then we have the value note description. Then on change text, we have set note description, then mode equals flat, right? I want this to be multi-line, so pass it multi-line true. Then style equals styles dot text. Then we have scrolled enable. Since it will be multi-line text view, so I want it with the scroll, so scroll enabled equals true. Then we have return key of the keyboard to be done. Then we have blur on submit equals true, right? Then at the last we will have this floating action button which will allow us to save this nodes. So add this as well. Now fab style equals size.fab. Then we have, I want this button to be small in size. The icon equals to check. I want this button to be disabled when have title is empty, when the title is empty. So note title is equals to, we are adding the ternary operator here. So true if it's empty, then true, disable true, else false. Right? Then on press button, okay. Then on press prop, we will perform on save. On save note. Now save all these files and remove this view. Save this file, remove these empty spaces, save this file. Now if we save these files and run the project, you will see the updated add node screen. So click on add a node, new node. You can see here we have this icon, we have this button if it's empty, if it gets enabled when it's, we added a text. If we remove this add node title here, it will disabled again, right? Now go to the view node screen. Here we will add use state from React. Then we will add this navigation prop here. Then what we need to do, we need to create a use state variable for nodes. So we will show this these nodes array into the our flat list. So constant to nodes comma nodes equals, initially these nodes would be the empty screen. So initializing nodes with an empty array. Then let's create a add node function. So here we will create a helper method with the name of add nodes. So constant add node node nodes length plus 1. We are just creating a random ID. then set nodes, whatever in the nodes, then add node object, a new node object. What it will do, it will get all the nodes in the array, then in the node state, then add another new object of the node into this nodes state, right? Save this file. Now we need to add a flat list into the view node screen, so import it from the React Native. So import flat list, then also import this list from the React Native paper. Right, now start implementing for the uh, for this flat list here in this render function. So what we will do, we have this style container, we have this view container, add nodes dot length equals 0, then we will return this view. Right, if then we will return a flat list, right? Now create a flat list. Here we have data, so data would be nodes, then we have this render item, inside this random item we need to pass item prop, then let's create the view for the item. So we have a list dot item, inside this list item we will have title, item dot note title, then we have this description, item dot note description, then we have description, number of lines equals 1, then we have title style equals styles dot list title. We will add this style later on. Then we have key extractor equals item equals item dot id dot toString, now save this file. Now here in the onPress method of the uh, floating action button, we will pass a data which will be add note. What we are doing, we are passing the add note function as the prop, right? Now okay, what we are getting closed, then this add note comma, open the braces, okay, okay, I mean, okay. Now let's create the style for the list title. So here list title equals font size to be 20. Save this file and run the project. Okay, we are getting the error here. So list title, what's it saying? Okay, save this file and run the project again. Add note 1, then note description, press return, click on text. Okay, note value, okay, we might add here a wrong variable. Okay, this would be a note description, right? Save this file and run the project again. Note 1, then note description, press return. Okay, now to fix this issue, go to the add note screen here, and in the on the save note function we have this function called add note. From the view node screen we have view notes here, so we need to add s in the add notes. So let's add s here, then save this file. One more thing, we mistakenly add small letter I. You need to add capital I here because it's an item which we import here from here, right? List.item, so it should be in capital I. Now save this file and run it again. Add a note, give a note 1, then note description. As you will see, note 1 with the title, note 1, right? So the node description was not coming up. It was because we have item dot node description, because we added a node description here, not the nodes description. So just remove this as from here. Now save this file and run. You will see the node description. Note 1, description, press return, then press this check mark. You will see note 1 with the note 1 description. We will add another note, note 2, description. As you can see, note 1, note 2 added here, right? Now we will implement Redux into our note taking app. What is Redux? Redux basically manages the state of the app. Now first add the Redux library into our project. So window, terminal to new terminal, then type npm install redux react-redux. Now load hash dot remove. Let it get installed and then I will come back. Now start implementing Redux into our project. So create a new folder uh, inside the source directory. So here create a folder with the name of reducer, and inside this reducer folder we will create a new file with the name of notes app.js. Here start typing import remove from load-remove, then export constant is equals to add underscore note add note, then export constant delete underscore note delete underscore note. Let note id equals 0, then export function add note, pass the note, here return type. What is the action type? The action type is add note. Then we will pass our data. First we will pass the id of the note, which will be note id plus plus. So we are just incrementing note id by 1. So note id, and then pass note of complete note object, right? Then we have export function delete note. Here we will pass id, then we have return. Action type would be delete note. Then we have payload, which will be the id, right? These are the actions. Now we have to implement the reducers. Right, so start implementing the reducers. So constant initial state function notes reducer. Here we will have state equals initial state, then the action. Now switch statement action dot type case. If it's add note, then return state, all the previous state, then add id into action dot id node action dot node. Right, let's handle the case for the delete node. So here case delete node, here we have constant delete new array is equals to remove state comma object. What is the doing? It is removing the delete, it is removing the node from the array and returning a complete new array without that specific node. Okay, so return object.id action.payload. Right, it is checking if the object id is not equals to action.payload, that is this id, then that we want to remove. So other than that, return all the array, all the nodes array. Right, return delete new array, then default return state, and then we have export default what's the name, nodes reducer, export default nodes reducer. Now we have to add a new file with the name of store, so create a new file and here name it store.js. Then we will have create store from Redux, then we have import nodes reducer from the nodes app, then constant store create store nodes reducer, then export default store. Now save all the screens, save all the files. So I'm saving. Now go to the app.js file, here import provider from as store provider from the react-redux, then import store from store, right? Then wrap all these paper provider with the store provider. Here pass store equals store. Go to the class view nodes. Here import use selector and use dispatch from react redux, then import add node. What is it? It's add nodes or the okay, it's add nodes. So import add node and delete node from source. Then we have reducer nodes app. Right, save this file. Now what we will do in the view nodes, we will just comment out the state and here make a constant with the name of nodes, then use selector state equals state, then we have constant dispatch equals use dispatch, then we have constant dispatch equals use dispatch, right? Then comment out this add nodes. Here implement constant dot add nodes equals node console.log, then dispatch add node and then pass. It's not the nodes but a node, right? Then we have delete, so constant delete node equals id into dispatch delete node, then pass the id. Now save this file again. The delete node will be used at the list item on press prop. So on press equals delete node item dot id. We have this delete node and we have pass item dot id. So now it's add node. Then go to our add nodes floating action button. Here pass this add node. Save this file. Now what we need to do, let's rename it into small n, same as with the delete node. Okay, save this file. Now into the view nodes we have this n small, then delete node n small as well. Now just rename we have reducer nodes app. Okay, here dispatch with this one, then delete node with this one, right? Now I'll save this file. Okay, now we'll have item dot note, then item dot note. Right, save this file again, and if we run the project, as you can see, we have implemented Redux. Now we can create a new node and delete a node with the Redux. If I click on this cell, the node will be removed, right, by using Redux.